We are back. It's 2022, everybody, and welcome to the Stay in the Game podcast. I am your host, Trevor Field. Welcome, guys. I mean, it's been a hot minute since we've gotten together, and 2022 is really starting off hot here. So I'd love to kind of welcome you back into our community, talk a bit once again about our resolutions, where we need to start, where we've been. Obviously looking forward is kind of something we all do in 2022, but we got to celebrate these little wins we had in 21. So some of us have been struggling since the COVID lockdowns 2020, but we need to begin to just focus on some silver linings here and start out 2022 with some positive focus. So welcome back to the Stay in the Game podcast. Once again, we've got a great show for you. We've got our typical January topics, things that people are focused on, discussing weight loss. We've got our product we love, so stay tuned for that. Some health tips and tricks that we'll be speaking to. Big announcements for our promotion of the month being this month. January 2nd marks our 8-year anniversary in business. So we have what's called our greatest promotion ever. So stay tuned to learn a bit about more of what we are offering for this huge kind of milestone in the form and function business. We are answering your question of the month. So let's hit it. Welcome to the show, everybody. So a great place to start, I guess, would be just looking back at 2021 and what a year it was. You know, we've actually brought on several staff members. If you've had an opportunity to meet them, Karen is kind of the heart of our business, managing phones and the patient care coordination person. So she's the glue that kind of holds our business together right now when it comes to communication with clients. She's doing a wonderful job. So if you haven't met her, just hit our number up, and she's that gentle voice on the other end, guiding you to where you need to get through in our business. We brought on 2 additional clinical assistants, Alyssa and Albert. Those guys are wonderful additions to the clinic. They're doing a bang-up job. The rocks of the clinic are still here, working. Jim and Cassidy in the back end. So, the business is still, progressing forward. So glad to see that we've actually made it through to that 2022 8-year anniversary mark, and proud of where we've come as a business. So a lot to hang our hat on there, and it's all because of a lot of our patient community, you listeners, you former patients, people who have found us online. Looking back, we saw like 2021's resolution was to really get our message, get our voice out more so people could find us. The goal was to really almost reset this to bring all of this information so people could make a better decision of who to choose in terms of physical therapy, how to get the advice that they're looking for, because there's so much misinformation out. Obviously, that's a buzzword online, but it's not meant to be political. Misinformation in terms of people's health. So I want this to be the foundation of where can I get solid foundational information for me to make a decision on what to do that's best for my health. So Form and Function is leaning into kind of that environment, and the podcast was spawned based on some of those things. Now, personally, I had a kind of personal resolution to get out and about a bit more. Got bikes, got out in, put in some road work with my son, and that had its ups and downs if you'd listened to our podcast. But no, it's been a wonderful addition to our routine. So 2021, while it might have been a struggle in some senses, we always have to look for that silver lining and the positives, so we can continue to push forward and live our best life, as it were. So that was our 2021 in a nutshell. Some additions to, we've had these products before, but the pandemic had shut down some of the production of our Joint NutriCare product. And through good fortune, Jeff Hubbard, my physical therapy colleague was able to reformulate Formula 2, find a distributor, and make it. So it's been getting in the hands of our clientele here for the last several months, and his additions of 4 new substances to that supplement has made a wonderful effect on the anti-inflammatory nature. So we're getting people out of pain through the use of our Joint NutriCare. Pillow-wise has been another stable seller for us, for people to get custom fit pillows to help support their neck and get their joints in the proper position to improve people's sleep, decrease their stress, just feel overall more energized and more positive and in less pain. So Pillow-wise and Joint NutriCare have been kind of pillars of our product lines that we've been able to produce. One thing that I've seen that we're going to really need to push a bit more on is orthotics. And it's something I haven't discussed a ton of, but just so important in terms of putting your joints in the right position to help support your knees, your hips, your lower back, and just overall general health of people just walking around on a day-to-day basis. So you'll hear a bit more of that coming down the pike, but that's one thing looking back that we've got to do a better job of helping our community understand the needs and desires and benefits of some of these things, so you can incorporate those things into your life to assist and improve the quality of the days that you have coming ahead. And that brings us to our topic of the month. And for January, it is and probably always will be about weight loss, because ultimately we live in a society, a community, a country where obesity is an epidemic. So most of us are walking around with 10, 15, 20, even 30 pounds of excess body weight. And after even COVID-19, we were seeing average body weight increases of an average of almost 20 pounds. So what we need to do is continue to hammer this topic home until those of us who are really not at their ideal body weight or optimal body weight or target body weight can get there and get there in a healthy manner. So one thing I wanted to discuss was the myths that exist around weight loss. And one in particular is that eating less and exercising more equals weight loss. And why do I consider that a myth? Ultimately, it's the first part of that, eating less. So there's a sheer amount of what you eat in terms of just caloric intake that's necessary for body function. If we drop below that caloric intake level, then basically your body finds itself in a starvation mode, that trap that your body puts itself in. There's kind of triggers that your body sends out, something called the molecular cascade. It's a way of your body saving itself from starvation. And this is just something that's genetically encoded in us. If we do these things to prevent ourselves from starving internally, so these are automatic mechanisms that our body does to store more fat, to reduce metabolic output, which means you actually lose muscle, to lower your metabolism, to require less caloric intake. Well, let's say I'm doing those things. I'm reducing muscle mass to reduce my output needed, and I'm retaining fat. It doesn't matter what my activity levels then become, because you're never going to outrun your body's genes, your body's natural mechanisms for self-preservation. This is something that's been studied extensively. It's not as simple as if I move around a bit more and just put the fork down. Now, obviously, it's much more nuanced than that, because what you do put in your body has a lot to do with, feeling satiety or feeling like you've gotten enough to eat, where you don't feel like you're hungry or you're starving or you're really craving all of these foods. So we've got to get this kind of myth taken care of, that if you just do more and eat less, that we've solved it. It's boiled down too simplistically for that. And I've actually written a bit more about this in a blog post, and I would love for you to check out our blog. It's over at formfunctionpt.com. And you can scroll on over to our blogs and check that out. And speaking of blogs, I want you to head over there and check out another topic that I have that is very closely related to weight loss, and that is 5 reasons why running when it's cold is good for you. So I'll give you a quick little excerpt, and one of these reasons of the 5 that are listed within that blog that running in the cold is good for you. It's actually significantly less stress on the body, heat stress, because number one, it's less taxing if you don't have to focus as much about your hydration situation, making sure that you don't overheat. So it's one of the major reasons why most marathons are held moving more toward colder weather in the autumn or the spring, and some warmer temperatures. You'll see many of them run in the winter. So there's far more marathons run in this temperate climate than there is in those extreme heat environments. So head on over, formfunctionpt.com, check out the blogs, 5 reasons why running when it's cold is good for you. Check out those other 4 reasons and then shoot me your feedback. Let us know what you think. And as I mentioned, kind of marathon training and running for weight loss, I wanted to discuss a bit more about cardiovascular health and weight loss. So obviously we discuss the reduction in body weight for just, aesthetic purposes, for health reasons, but first and foremost, by carrying extra body fat, we increase our risk of cardiovascular disease. We deal with what's called atherosclerosis. So say that 5 times fast. Atherosclerosis. So that is actually a hardening of the arteries that can increase blood pressure. So if we can reverse some of these issues with body weight, we can actually improve some of our cardiovascular health and reduce our blood pressure, which can reduce our incidence of heart attack and stroke significantly. That generally isn't my clientele's issue. My clientele, and this has been kind of a topic I've been burning on for a while, and I've never had really an outlet until this point to kind of discuss it. My group tends to be on the more endurance athlete, cardio crazed group of folks that love to work out. Now, people tend to think that, hey, cardiovascular activity, high intensity workout, it's great for my heart. But what we have found, and what studies are showing, actually the Journal of Circulation had put this out. I don't quote me the citation, but I know it was Journal of Circulation was discussing high intensity workouts. So things like ultra marathons, marathon training, some of these, Ragnar races and otherwise, that people are pushing themselves to do 24 hours of extreme workout. Blood samples for these folks, they're actually putting out these cardiovascular markers that are significantly dangerous. So when you look at the health of their heart, they're actually creating scar tissue, a thickening of the heart wall, and can actually lead to pacing issues. So things like the electrical charge in your heart that regulates the heartbeat, it can alter these things. So I've actually got a client in my community who is one of these type of race runners, and a young enough lady who's found herself all the way to the point of requiring a pacemaker. So sadly, it has been to some degree life-altering for a period of time. She's back to kind of regular activities and is doing well now, but it's scary. You jump on a treadmill and you pass out because you just can't keep a heart pace up with the demands that you're stressing on your body. So I want to obviously discuss weight loss and general health, but I want to caution you from the extremes of the other side of working out this year. So obviously people have thrown themselves into a mindset of all gas, no brakes, which really, sounds great for a bumper sticker or a t-shirt, but maybe we just need to, remind ourselves of the Benjamin Franklin way of doing things, that it needs to be in moderation. There's a point of diminishing returns, and there's a point where it's not even diminishing returns. It's a point where you could substantially be negatively impacting your health if we go to the extreme of overexercise or extremes of pushing your body past its capabilities. So, I've been sitting on that for a while and really wanted to push that information out, because some people just don't understand. Hey, look, they think it's just the luck of the draw. I'm healthy. I work out. I run marathons. I run races. Why am I dealing with, certain kind of heart conditions, or, just making sure that we're taking care of our community and give them the information they need so they can understand, hey, maybe I need to actually assess my health and look after myself, even though I'm somebody who does participate in, endurance, athletics, and events like that, to get yourself checked, get yourself screened, make sure you're not at risk of creating so much stress on your heart that you put yourself in a really bad circumstance. Now, to kind of lighten it up a bit, I wanted to discuss that product of the month, the products that we love. And it's something that I've used in my clinic for, as long as we've had ours, for 8 years, and as long as I've been a PT, coming up on almost 19 years. So, and that is the Bosu Ball. And if you don't know what a Bosu Ball is, if you've been to therapy, you've been in a lot of the gyms that have those giant exercise balls, sometimes called a Swiss ball. It's basically one of those cut in half with a platform attached to it. So these particular devices are something that you can work on building core, your balance, your coordination. You can actually do cardiovascular exercises and interval training on it. So we love it. We use it every single day in our clinic. And I want you to go to our Instagram. So if you're not a follower of us on Instagram, check us out. It's Form Function PT. So we're at Form Function PT on Instagram, and we'll be very shortly launching some of the exercises and some of these routines for Bosu Ball work onto our Instagram account. So stay tuned for that. Head on over there, give us a follow, and keep an eye out for some of those Bosu Ball exercises. I know you're going to love it. And our health tip and trick of the month, actually this month, is also going to focus on weight loss. So there was actually a group in the large weight registry of people who lost 70 pounds or more and kept it off for 4 or more years. They had, when they were going back through and kind of seeing what the secret was, what did these group of people who lost this extreme amount of weight and were able to maintain that weight loss have in common? Well, obviously, one, it's regular exercise. That's not going to be the big secret. But the thing I wanted to focus on for you guys and be the biggest health tip and trick for you is they had breakfast. So we've all heard kind of from the time that we were little that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And, it's still true. It's a powerful strategy for weight loss. But the thing that we need to understand is you can't just fill your breakfast with junk. It can't be a muffin and a latte. We've got to actually focus on more protein early in the day. And the reason for having a more protein-dense breakfast, one, it's going to control your appetite. So you're not going to have that sensation of constantly needing or requiring to eat over and over and over again, where we're just ending up shoving empty calories in our mouth. But it also increases and speeds the metabolism with which you're going to burn fat. So focus on breakfast, making sure we're eating a high quality, high source, properly sourced protein as part of your regular breakfast routine. And that leads me to my favorite part of the show, and that's our monthly promotion. And the reason why it's going to be my favorite, particularly this time, is it really is our 8-year anniversary. And I can't believe how fast that's gone. But when we run our annual promotion, it's called the greatest promotion ever, because it is our greatest promotion ever. For our 8-year anniversary, we are offering up the first 8 brand new clients absolutely a free session. So that's going to be somebody who's not been to us before. So if you got friends, family, if you're a past patient of ours, but you know somebody who absolutely needs our help, the first 8 people who respond for the GPE, the greatest promotion ever, are going to get that initial session absolutely free. And not only will these first 8 get free sessions, this promotion is going to be extended out to all of our past patients for a special promotion price of $35. So if you're dealing with a new injury, an ache, a pain, some mobility issues, you just want to get checked up and make sure maybe you haven't been with us for 6 months or more and make sure that you want to keep this pain away, or just top up kind of your health, where we can go through and do a fundamental screening of all of your movement, identify what may be wrong or how we can assist in optimizing your mobility, then that session is going to be a promotional price of $35 through January until those sessions are full. So this is something that in the past, when we've offered up the greatest promotion ever, in less than 2 weeks, those sessions are gone. So I'm trying to reserve slots. I'm trying to put blocks in the schedule to try to make sure that you guys can access the care that you need. But reach out to me ASAP. Get on the schedule. If you've been hesitating about getting started with a program, if you haven't seen us in a while, now's the time. Get on in with the GPE, the greatest promotion ever, through January. So hit us up, reach out to us, 888-619-2885, speak with Karen, reserve that time for the GPE, and reserve that appointment slot. And that will allow us to roll right into our question of the month. What should I focus my workout on to lose weight? So really, if we haven't done much of any moving around or haven't moved around as much as we needed to, then what we need to do is, again, find moderation, find balance. It's not that you need to be doing an hour of cardio every day. It should be something where if we haven't done cardio, we need to at least if you're concerned about the health of your heart and you have not otherwise been checked out by a physician to make sure that you're healthy enough to start, then we're going to start with walking. If it's something where you've been reasonably active, that you've been cleared to get into a cardio program, then we're going to start with something as simple as 20 minutes of lower impact activity like a bike or an elliptical. If you've built up enough foundational strength to be able to tolerate the poundings of a jog, then we're going to just start with a jog. And we can even go very simply from one light pull to the next, and then walk the next 2 or 3 light pulls until you jog to the next, and start building up some tolerance to some of those activities until we can really push forward and do up to 20 to 30 to 40 minutes of continuous jogging to increase your cardio activity. For me, the other part of balance is that, too much of one thing makes Jack a dull boy, right? So ultimately, we've got to mix things up with some strength training as well. So the thing to focus on when we do strength training for weight loss is that we're using our large muscle groups, the legs, so the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, and that can be something as simple as a leg press on a machine. It could be something as simple as a body weight squat. It could be, if your joints don't tolerate it, then we do something with an assisted squat with a TRX strap. So these straps and bands are something that you grab onto or hold onto with your arms to assist you going up and down into a squat, so you can comfortably move into range of motions you wouldn't otherwise be able to tolerate. So beginning with as little as 3 sets of 10 repetitions, and giving yourself 1 to 2 days rest before you go back and hit that muscle group again. So that's where I would say you should be starting to focus on your workout if you really want to lose weight. Now, the important part of that is, once again, if you're concerned about your health, you haven't had an annual physical, if you haven't checked things out to make sure that you're in any kind of condition to begin a workout routine, if you need help, if you need referrals, if you need people within the local community of Rancho Cucamonga, California, need a referral to a doctor that I trust, hit me up. I'm glad to share my contacts of people that I trust to get you checked out. If you don't have any kind of health issue related to your cardiovascular conditioning, and you're not worried about heart health, but you do have aches, pains that are preventing you from accessing the exercise that you need to get started on. I'm a physical therapist, and I would love to hear from you, because this is what we love to treat all day long. We get these joints moving, get you out of pain, and get you back moving, living your best life. So give us a call, 888-619-2885. Once again, speak with Karen, and she will get you on the books. And if you do it this month and you do it early enough, you might be able to access the GPE, the greatest promotion ever. First 8, not patients of ours in the past, you're going to get that absolutely free. Everyone else, we can get you on board for that $35 initial consultation appointment. Take advantage of it. We want to see you over here. We want to see our community moving more healthily with smiles on their face for the rest of their life for as long as we both shall live. I want to see those things happen. So give us a call, reach out to us, let us know how the podcast went, everybody. This is our sign off. Remember, like us, follow us, subscribe to the podcast. I sent you over to try to take a peek at that blog, and I want to hear about what you think about that blog. So check out our blog posts about running when it's cold, about myths about weight loss. We got a few other things getting launched over on our Instagram. Keep your eyes out for that Bosu workout that we're about to post, and let us know what you think. Sayonara, guys. That's the first one of the year. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. Give us a shout. Talk to you soon.